So in today's video, I'm going to be working up a Fabric Cafe 3-yard quilt with a twist. I did get 3 1-yard cuts. I didn't follow suit with, let's say, a focal, a light and a dark. Instead, I have a light and then what I'm calling 2 darks. My goal will be to take the red and the green and alternate these strips. And then I'll keep the cream where it's at. I'm going to omit the focal border because where they have the focal squares, I am going to use this super fun panel. So it's 3 yards like written, but I threw in a panel with built-in squares. So this is super fun, super cute. The green and the red prints did come with the panel. They are Moore's Creative Group for QT Fabrics. But these images are just adorable. And I really wanted to be able to highlight them in a pattern. I'm hoping that if my pre-math, I didn't do anything, written out. If they used 1 yard originally for this light blue on all 4 strips, since I have the green and the red alternating, that's only half of each yard. So what I'm really hoping is that I can grow it 1 more row and add 1 more section across the bottom. That way I'll have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 of these little featured guys. The panel, I want to say, has 20. Let's see. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. Correct. So the panel has 20 of these guys. If I can grow this like I'm thinking, then I'll have 18 used up. And then whatever is left, I'll build a fun, funky, whatnot border. And that way, in the end, I'm hoping we can all just, it's the thought process and the inspiration of how can we use something but tweak it and make it our own. And maybe, because I know I do, maybe you have 3 yards sitting somewhere, but you just want to add a special touch. Or maybe you have a fun panel like this and don't know what to do with it. And so you can go and dig through your stash and find 3 1-yard cuts that would work with it. And let's see, the pattern is Gallery. Originally it's 44 by 62. So if we're adding a whole nother row and we're elongating it, we should be a good size. It's saying that it's a new version, so maybe they rewrote it at some point. And it was sold to me as a single pattern from a local quilt shop. And it's saying 3 coordinating fabrics of 1 yard each. Your backing is currently at 3 yards. And then it does give you other sizing. So for a twin, and it's telling you sewing thread to match. You can always go to fabriccafe.com or any of your local quilt shops or shops that you like to use online. These are written as little 1-page. It's really neat. I'm not going to be able to show you any of the measurements, but they are on the opposite side. It's a 1-page pattern. It's kind of like in their book. I find that their books, it's about, well, I guess it could be 1 page. I always thought they were 2 pages. I'm starting to ramble. Don't mind me. I think my 3 cups of coffee have kicked in. Okay, so in their book, it's 2 pages. Because then, right, so real quickly, it's the main page and then the secondary page that has how to enlarge it. Interesting. I wonder if they just changed their font sizes. Okay, I'm going to start cutting and then we'll be right back with how we're going to do this. So here's all my panel squares cut out. Even though I needed only 18 of the 20, I just went ahead and cut them all. Panels are funny sometimes, and I will be honest, I had some difficulty with this one. I sprayed it with mist, I pressed it, I steamed it, I did what I could, and I still could not get the images 100% square. And so I had to kind of, you know, play with my ruler and just figure it out. Hopefully all that will just get sucked into the seam allowance. You can see it here as well. And I mean, I wet the panel and I pressed the panel and I kind of, you know, stretched and pulled, and it is what it is. It's okay. It'll, you know, some of them you don't even notice because all their edges are different. This one's half red, half green, and then it has that charcoal gray. So here's where I'm playing a little bit with the design. They originally have that focus fabric bordered with their light. I am omitting that light step, and I'm using the measurement of that focus with that light. That final square measurement is now what I have cut my panel squares to. So when I'm going through and reading my instructions, the way these are written are, I think, very great. Once you learn it, you'll get it. Because they use fabric 1, fabric 2, fabric 3, and then they break it down by assembly and cuts, I'm able to go to where it says my light fabric, which in this case is fabric 2. I'm able to go directly to where it tells me what to cut for this step, and I'm just going to ignore it. I'm going to scratch it out with a heat erasable pen, and I'm just going to completely ignore that step while I'm doing this. And then I'm just going to move on. So now this guy right here, I'm going to title Unit A, because that's all it is. Originally it would have been a square with the first border, which they're calling as Block A. So now I can just put all of these to the side and move on to the next step. And that's where I'm going to start having some fun. I'm going to tell where it tells me fabric, let's see, what are they calling that? Fabric 3. When it has me cut these out, I'm just going to cut them out evenly with the reds and the greens and see where we can go from there. Here I have everything cut. So remember, I'm going to take what they're calling fabric 3 and use 2 fabrics in that place. So for example, if they called for 3 strips of fabric 3, what I did was 2 strips of red, 2 strips of green. And then here on the background, if they called for 6, because I'm growing it 1 extra row here, I actually did 8. Just for kicks, just to make sure that I get enough of my Block B assembly unit. Because no matter what, I need this extra, and I still need extra of each color down below. So we're going to think of it as green, red, green, red, green, and then those additional blocks. So I did cut an extra pair of everything. You'll see here that I drew on my pattern to figure out the math of how many more of each pieces I needed. So I drew my extra row there, and I drew my extra pieces here. Now I know red, green, red, green, red, and then I count them out. I have my strip pieces, and then I have cut them down to what the pattern has asked for in both colors. And so now I'm just going to go ahead and finish cutting these strips. I just wanted to show you the process so that in case you are thinking of changing a pattern or, you know, adding more colors, you can see how I've done it. I'm not a professional by any means. I still have some troubles with quilt math. You know, I might come up short. I might have a whole lot of extra. It's a learn as you go process. So in this step, I wanted to pop in real quick. Sometimes patterns will have us have a square and then cut individual pieces and tell us attach it to the left, attach it to the right, and then take other pieces that are already cut to size and attach it to the bottom and to the top. In this case, I didn't do all the cutting. I take the square. Well, actually, let's pretend I'm at the sewing machine. I take my long strip and I take my pile of squares and I stitch. Let's see if I'm in the picture here. Yeah. I take my long strip and I take my square. I go ahead and stitch my 1/4 inch. And we're going to pretend that is now stitched down. Then I keep going. I bring the next square right up to it and I stitch again. I continue to do that the full length of my strip. Then I come to the cutting table and I take a skinny little ruler and I just slice right here in between both blocks. Go back to the sewing machine. Take another strip. Bring that now block that has the one side over to the strip and stitch again and continue on. For me, it helps not have to pre-cut all these little guys, pin them, stitch them, get wiggly woggly lines. Instead, I just use this length and I put all the squares directly on it. Now that I have a pile of squares with 2 sides already, I will go press. Then I'll take them back to the sewing machine with that same strip and do the whole system again. I'll bring that one, come in with the next one, and then afterwards go ahead and slice right through the middle and then proceed to the next side, and I'll have all of my blocks framed as written without all the pre-cutting. I was sitting there mumbling through that step and it might as well just be easier to show you. Okay, so just like you see here, I had done this same step. It's where I just run that strip on, well, this way, on the machine, and I just place the blocks directly on top of it. Come, start the next one. And what I do here, and I'll be honest, I don't know if this is called something. I don't know if this is a technique that's, you know, has an actual name. I just find it to be easier. So I take, you know, just a short little ruler, come right up in here and slice them apart. And then I'm going to go ahead and do it again on this last side of all of these blocks. And that way I find it quicker. I find it easier. I find it less finicky. I don't know if that's even the right word. It's less tedious. Because when we pre-slice and pre-cut everything, then we have to sew them on 18, 24, 36 times. And in this case, we're just chain piecing it all. So here I have all of my cute little panel blocks framed. I will be honest, even though I wrote all over my pattern, I counted for the red ones and I made them in the green, but it's okay. I can get through that. So after I framed all of those, I went back and paired them with block A to block B. And we have this, can't get it all in the frame. I'll turn it sideways. It's super cute. So we'll go ahead. I still need to press them and do some trimmings. But now I'm just gonna go ahead and work on all the red ones. And when I come back, I can go ahead and show the rows. What will happen here is I'll take a pair. I'll take one of these with one of these, but like I can't fit them all on the screen here. So it's going to be a pair, and then a pair. So 1, 2, 3, and that is the original pattern. Since I'm growing it at the very end, I am going to throw on one of these leftover blocks, because remember, I'm growing it one whole row to the left and I'm growing it one whole row across the bottom. So after I got the green rows put together, I just followed suit with the red rows. The strips are not connected, so I currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 long pieces that need to still be put together. But I wanted to show what it looks like. Don't mind the chair in the way. Well, the stool, which I ended up moving. It's super cute. I'm very happy with it. I will go ahead and get these 5 long strips put together, and then I'm going to inventory what I have left and see if I can make some type of fun borders. Be right back with that final picture. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was kind of quick. It's kind of vague since I can't really give out the block sizes, but it does show how you can take a fun, easy, effective 3-yard quilt and then throw in that panel of your choice to just give it a twist and to grow it, right? So that last bottom row with the 3 pictures and the 2 stripes were extra, and the long extra row on the far left was added in. A like, a comment, a subscribe, and a share is always appreciated.